Welcome to Search for Signs. My name is Gary Willing. If this information interests you, please press the like and subscribe button and press the bell for notifications. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about crosses of light that have appeared in windows for the last 30 some odd years. Now, they first started in El Monte, California, which was a small suburb of LA, mainly Hispanic, mainly Catholic. They just appeared in somebody's bathroom window. This glass that these crosses of light appear in are glass that you might see in a bathroom window so that, it would let natural light in, but you couldn't see somebody, shaving naked, But as somebody was walking by, they turned the bathroom light on and poof, these huge holographic crosses, golden crosses, started to appear in these windows. And, I had read about it for years, and then in the mid to late 90s, one appeared quite unexpectedly in a small church outside of Knoxville, Tennessee. It's called Copper Ridge Baptist Church. Now, the pastor at the time, his name was Joe Bullard. I drove up there with a friend of mine, and we walked around in the church in the afternoon and had a great conversation with him. He was a delightful guy. And really believed in him. He actually pulled out a little file of, I guess these, at the time that I went up there, the crosses were there for a few months and maybe a year, I guess, I don't know. And he pulled out this file, and it had files and files of people's miraculous cures that they claimed came from viewing these crosses in the church. One of the ones that I remember the most, but was about a guy who was a drug addict that came with his girlfriend. His girlfriend apparently drugged him to this church, and he sat in the back of the church, didn't believe anything in this stuff, and when he was on like a methadone treatment, I guess for heroin, and he had to go in and get his blood taken every so often to see how much drugs were in his system. And after the viewing these crosses, he went to the doctor a few days after that, and the doctor pulled his blood, and there was no evidence of any drugs or traces of drugs in his system, which they had no explanation of. So he was convinced it was because of these crosses. Other people were cured from cancer to AIDS to all sorts of stuff. And they were there for a few years. I have some friends here in Atlanta that we all believe in this stuff, and one of my friends went up there to talk to Joe Bullard after I was up there, and she charmed the pants off of him, apparently, because he actually gave her a pane of glass that we still have here in Atlanta that we view, that we show when we give talks or whatever like that. But not long after I was up there, I don't know how long it was, he got into a huge debate with the other church members. They didn't like all the traffic because there was just hundreds of thousands of people coming into this small little rural church. I mean, this thing was a tiny, tiny church, like a one-room church kind of thing. And, they didn't like all the traffic in there. So there was a huge debate. He thought it should be shared to the public. They only wanted it just for them. They thought it was just their miracle and not a miracle for everybody. And sadly, they destroyed all the panes of glass. I mean, it was just a travesty. And it just goes to show you that fundamentalist views, doesn't matter whether you're a fundamentalist Christian, fundamentalist, Muslim, fundamentalist Jew, fundamentalist Buddhist, even if you're just a fundamentalist Republican or Democrat or whatever, only leads to suffering and destruction eventually. That's why I've never subscribed to being a fundamentalist anything, because I always try to take the middle of the road on, more of an open approach on things. Let people believe what they want to believe. I believe what I want to believe. And in the end, we're all probably talking about the same thing. And it was just really, really a sad ending because it was such a beautiful miracle that just happened. And these panes of glass, you probably can still see them because they're all around the world. I mean, like I said, in this country, in the Philippines and other, Europe and those kind of things. And if you ever get a chance to view them, they're just absolutely extraordinary. So thank you for letting me share this with you and sharing my side of the story. And we look forward to talking to you again in future videos.